Good afternoon. I'm Kayla Day, manager of the Crime Scene Examiner News, and I'm here with Shawneel Mayo, and this is your weekly Crime Scene News Review. In this week's CSC News, our lead story is the crime scene celebrating our 25th year anniversary. Way to go. This is such an incredible milestone for Jackson, Tennessee's only black-owned newspaper to reach 25 years of success. Read the whole story on page 1 of this week's crime scene.
Also on page 1 this week, Wendy Isom Mercer, Sabrina Parker, Kayla Day, and I are pictured with crochet purses that I handmade for them as a special gift to show appreciation for their hard work and dedication to the crime scene news.
Please be sure to pick up your copy of the crime scene at the Dollar General store in Humboldt, Alamo, Bells, Bolivar, Milan, Trenton, and Jackson. Every week in the crime scene, we highlight area birthdays, anniversaries, and our proud parent alert on page 2.
Also, on page 3 of this week's CSC News, we have news from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Giraffe Awards Mistress of Ceremonies, the Jackson Christian Preschool Kids Water Day, along with the Jackson Fire Department Rescue 2, which came out to the event bringing joy and laughter to our community's youth. Tennessee Crushed Water Ice came out and brought flavorful crushed ice to help everyone cool down. Thank you. Shout out to Baskerville Funeral Home for sponsoring the obituaries. We'll help lift your spirits with church news on page 4. Check out the ad from Cerro Gato Baptist Church and Progressive Community Baptist Church.
Every week, we feature news from the Jackson-Madison County school system, as well as news from other schools, colleges, and universities throughout West Tennessee. West Tennessee Outdoors with Ray Jones highlights area outdoor activities. This week, he's highlighting Cody Campbell, a seasoned noodler. Cody was noodling catfish this past week. Noodling is catching a fish with your bare hands and bringing the fish out of the water by its jaws. Read the whole article on page 6. As we move along, I'd like to ask our listeners to please support those businesses that support the crime scene. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Mr. Robert Tick McKinley and A Close Bonding Company of Trenton, Tennessee. If you find yourself in need of a bail bondsman quick, call Mr. Tick at 731-487-9900.
The Crime Scene Examiner newspaper is published throughout rural West Tennessee and is published every Thursday. In Humboldt, pick up a copy of the Crime Scene at a Tobacco Central and Dollar General. In Jackson, you could pick up a copy at a Walgreens, a Dollar General, Food Giant South, Food Right on East Chester, and probably get a copy at your local church.
Brown Beat by Downtown Ricky Brown is on page 7 in the crime scene. He's highlighting the crime scene Reader of the Week, as well as the Man's Record Service Traffic Spotter of the Week. He also spotlights the Sunday Show, which highlighted well-known media personality Jimmy Duke, who shares with the community daily, Monday through Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. on 101.5.
On page 8 in this week's Crime Scene News, the Jazz Foundation presents Christine Chapman, a historical dedication. The event will be held August 1st at 11 a.m. at 580 South Royal Street and is free to the public. Please pick up a copy of your crime scene at a Countryside Citgo in Humboldt, Dollar General in Alamo, and S&J Roadside in Bells.
On page 9, the Griot Collective will host a taste of poetry. There will be sample dishes from the book Why Fathers Cry at Night by Kwame Alexander, New York Times best-selling author. Also on page 9, the Jackson Theater Guild presents its summer musical, Jimmy Buffett's Escape to Margaritaville. The musical will take place July 11th through the 13th and July 17th through the 19th. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday showings at 7:30, Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Ned McWhirter Cultural Arts Center, located at 314 East Main Street in downtown Jackson. On page 10, United States Congressman Al Green talks to us about because American democracy is at risk. House Resolution 537 details Green's allegations of an abuse of power as President Trump took America to war without consulting with the Congress of America. On the House floor, during speeches, Al Green alleged that President Trump has committed an impeachable act with the use of authoritarian powers to declare war. On our op-ed page this week, you'll find the takeout by Morris Merriweather titled, Welcome to Can You Stand the Truth Friday. Also on our op-ed page, award-winning photojournalist, mentor, author, and educator with expertise in photography, marketing, and branding, Anthony Tillman's article, Why Black Fathers Like Me Must Speak Up About Autism.
Hey, spend a few dollars with the businesses that support the crime scene. Tell them I read it in the crime scene. Subscribe today, $30 electronic edition 1 year, $75 mail subscription 6 months, $50 home delivery Jackson 1 year. Email your subscription request to wtenews@gmail.com.
Did you know that the Crime Scene Examiner newspaper is one of the leading publishers of legal notices in the Hub City? You'll find notice to creditors, chancery court notices, notice of vehicles to be sold, foreclosures, and delinquent tax notices. One of the things the crime scene is most recognized for is the publication of weekly arrest reports for Milan, Humboldt, and Jackson.
I'd like to remind our listeners to please be sure to pick up a copy of The Crime Scene at a Dollar General store in Alamo, Bells, Bolivar, Milan, Trenton, Humboldt, and Jackson.
From news from the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities to highlights of community events, Terry Gore Wood is always on the scene with her weekly column, Picture This. This week, the Jackson, Tennessee Alumni Chapter, Tennessee State University, hosted a day party that was a resounding success, featuring dancing, a talent show, a silent auction, and lunch. Keep up with the crime scene by logging on to our Facebook page, Crime Scene Examiner News, for daily updates.
You can also log on to our website, cscnewsnow.com. Log into your favorite streaming venues and listen to our weekly podcast.
Until next week, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Shinelle.
And thanks for tuning in into the Crime Scene Weekly Review.
Thank you.